Hello everyone, welcome to Jolly Molly TV. Today we're going to do another fun block in Kimberbell's A Quilty Little Christmas wall hanging project. In today's video we're going to work on this cute block right here that is called Gift. This is going to be fun. So let's go ahead and grab our plastic pouch system that you have labeled Gift, and let's head over to the embroidery machine and let's get started stitching. Alright, we're at the machine. I am going to put a new bobbin full of thread because that is not going to get me very far. Okay, it's always good to start with a new one, and you can use the partials on like other blocks that you're doing where you just need like to do the placement stitches and the tack down stitches. You can use them up on those. That's what I tend to do. Okay, then I've got my 5x7 hoop filled with a piece of the poly no-show mesh stabilizer. Now I need you to pull your plastic pouch system that has the label of Gift on it and pull out all of those fabrics. You should have 3 pieces if this little one wants to come out. There we go. So these two are going to be applique, which we're going to use in a little bit. So I'm going to put them off to one side. This is my main background fabric that I have put fusible on the back side of. Let's trim that off. And now I want to find a color thread that will blend in with that. I think that'll look nicely. And I'm going to put this green that matches my fabric in the top of your machine. If you're using your own stash, put a thread color that matches your fabric in the top of your machine. Put that to one side. And then we're going to use this color thread all the way through, maybe even up into the quilting. I'm not quite sure about the quilting yet. We'll see when we get there. Probably. But we'll see. Alright. Get that loop out if you have one so you don't break a needle or worse. Then I need you to get your red glitter vinyl. Isn't this pretty? That is in your embellishment pack. Get that out because we're going to need that too. Put that off to one side. So now let's go to the screen cam and load the design. I'm going to go to my embroidery unit, and I have a Baby Lock Destiny, which is identical to the Brother Dream machine. If you have something similar, you can follow along. I'm going to go to my flash drive and go to my A Quilty Little Christmas folder that I put all the designs into. Now we're going to be going for the quilting design first because we stitch the quilting and then we put the main embroidery design on top of the quilting. That's called block by block quilting. Alright, so now I'm looking for wavy, and I'm looking for the 4x4 inch. And there we go, that's the one we want. I'm going to click set. It brings that in. I don't need to do anything else. I'm going to click add, go back to my flash drive, go back to A Quilty Little Christmas, and to my main quilt folder. Okay, we're going to be looking for the gift, and it's going to be in folder number 2, Sending Holiday Wishes. And there it is, 4x4 gift. That's the one we're looking for. We're good. Click set, and we don't have to do anything. It brings it in automatically centered, and we click embroidery. That's easy to do, right? We got this. Let's go back to the hoop cam. Alright, and I've got the green thread up above that matches my fabric. Let's put the foot down and stitch out the placement line for the batting. And that's also one other thing that you need to get out. Forgot to tell you. You need to get one piece of your batting that measures 5 by 5 inches and set that off to one side because we're going to use it here in just a second. Alright, so now let's stitch out the placement line for this batting. Okay, so now I'm going to lay my batting down, making sure I cover all of that placement line, and put the foot down, and let's tack down the batting. Okay, so now I want you to take the hoop off the machine, go over to the table and I want you to trim away all of this excess batting on all 4 sides of that stitch line, and I'll meet you right back here. Okay, so now that I've trimmed that up, let's put the foot down and let's stitch out the placement line for the fabric. Okay, so now I'm going to lay the fabric down and try to center it. Feel for your batting. You can feel the edge of the batting, and then you'll kind of know whether it's centered approximately. You've got oodles of cushion because all this fabric on the outside is going to get trimmed up in the end anyway. So just feel for your batting and approximately center the fabric on it. Put the foot down and let's tack down this batting. Okay, yeah, I'm going to do my quilting in this green thread because the stamp is going to be ivory with reds and pinks and some greens on it. So I think I'll let the green quilting blend in with this fabric. So pick the color thread you want to do your quilting, put that in the top of your machine, and let's put the foot down and stitch out the quilting. It's a 1 minute in real life stitch out, so enjoy. That's cool. Look at that. That is really cool. Okay, so the next step is going to be using this applique fabric that's ivory. So I want to put ivory thread in the top of my machine for the next 2 steps. That'll be the placement line and then the tack down of that ivory fabric. So put a thread that matches your applique fabric in the top of your machine. And you got this. The more blocks you do, the more confident you get, right? Great. All right, so we don't have a loop, so let's put the foot down and stitch out the placement line for this fabric. Okay, lay down your fabric, making sure you've covered that placement line on all sides. Put the foot down. And let's tack down this fabric. Your ivory thread's still up on top. All right, so now I want you to take the hoop off the machine. Go to a table and trim away the excess of this fabric, the ivory fabric only. Do not touch this. Do not touch that. You are just trimming away the excess of this ivory fabric on all 4 sides, and then I'll meet you right back here. All right, so that is trimmed up. Now the next step, we need to put a thread in the top of the machine that's going to match your glitter. So should I go with that one? No, I'm going to go with this one. The darker red matches the glitter better. Okay. So find a thread that matches your glitter vinyl and then put that thread up in the top of your machine because the next stitch is going to be a placement line where we're going to put the glitter. All right, so load your machine up and then we will be ready to stitch this out. Give me just a second. There we go. And make sure we don't have a loop. I don't think that is one, but I'm going to take it out anyway. There we go. Let's put the foot down and stitch out the placement line for this glitter. All right. So now I'm going to trim that little tail up there. Okay. So now we are going to place the glitter. But this glitter that comes in the embellishment kit has a plastic coating. It's kind of a challenge to bring it up and separate it. But look at how pretty that is. But you don't want to leave this vinyl on top. You want to pull it away. But I won't pull it off the whole thing. Okay, I know that that will be plenty. So I will, if you can see this on camera, I will cut just a triangle off of that plastic. I leave the rest intact and then I throw this away. This will get stuck to everything. Ask me how I know. Okay, so yeah, isn't that gorgeous? It's even prettier with the plastic off. Now I can just slide this over and line it up and make sure it goes over that placement line. Okay, just like that. This is why I don't pre-cut my embellishments, because I can literally maximize the amount that I'm going to get out of a piece of embellishment. All right, and then I'm going to hold this. You could tape it. So let's go ahead and tape this one, just because glitter vinyl does tend to move, even with the best of holding it. So I put it all the way up, and I bring it all the way over, and I'm just going to put a piece of tape there, and a piece of tape off to this side. All right, and I got red thread still up in the top of the machine. So let's go ahead and put the foot down, and let's tack down this glitter vinyl. It's so pretty. Okay, so now we take the hoop off the machine. We can take the tape off. There we go. Okay, so I got all the tape off. There was a little piece stuck under, and I just used my nail, peeled it right up, nice and clear. So now I want you to take this over to a table, and I want you to trim away very carefully using, hopefully you have a pair of curved scissors. Trim away the outside of that stitch line. Try not to nick that stitch line, and we'll clear and get rid of the excess glitter, and I'll meet you right back here. All right, see that trimmed up nicely, and look, this is all I used out of that piece of glitter vinyl. We have one more block we're going to use it for, and then there'll be extra to use in other projects. You can make more of this block. That's the way I love to do it. All right, save as many materials as you can, right? Don't waste. All right, so now we're going to be working on attaching this piece of fabric to it. So I'm going to switch out my thread, take out the red, and I'm going to put in the green so we can attach that piece of fabric. This is how we do applique in the hoop. It's really cool because you can add all these different materials, not only fabric, but glitter vinyl. And in another block, we're going to be doing velveteen. That's going to be cool, but that's coming up, not in this video. Okay, you have a loop. Get that loop out before you start so you don't break a needle or ruin your foot or cause damage to your machine. Yikes. All right, so we're in. Let's put the foot down and stitch out the placement line for this fabric. Okay, then we trim that little straggler thread. Now I'm going to place that fabric down, making sure I have all of that placement line covered. And then I'm going to use my stylus to help hold it down so my fingers are not near the needle. All right, let's put the foot down and tack down this fabric. Okay, so now we're going to take the hoop off the machine gently, take it over to the table, and I want you to trim away the excess fabric, just this green fabric. Go all around that stitch line, just don't nick the stitches, all right? And I'll meet you right back here. All right, so I trimmed that up. Now I want to put the red that I want to do the satin outline in. And I think I'm going to stick to that deep red. I really would like it to match the glitter. I think that would be pretty. So put the color red thread of your choice in the top of your machine. And this is only a 2-minute stitch out, and it's going to do satin stitches around this red package. All right, let's put the foot down, no loop, and we're ready to go. Enjoy. Isn't that pretty? Love it. Okay, so we're going to change our thread out. And now we're going to do satin stitches around the package top that's in green. So I've chosen my green thread that I want to put up here. And you choose your green thread to match your fabric. And let's go ahead and load the needle. Okay, and this is a 2-minute in real life stitch out. You ready? Let's go. That is so pretty. All right, so I'm going to use the same green thread that I have up above for my holly leaves. So choose the color green you'd like your holly leaves to be in. Put that thread up on top, and let's stitch these out. This is only 2 minutes stitch out. Enjoy. Very cool. All right, so now I'm going to switch to a lighter red. I want to give it a little bit of a contrast to that red that's darker, that's for the package. So I think my berries would look nice. Tie in the lighter red thread in there. And I'll do that for the 25 cents on the bottom too. So pick which color red you would like your berries to be. Put that thread up on top. You got this. You're doing great. Load your machine with that thread. This is a 1-minute stitch out. We're going to stitch 3 berries up here and 3 berries down there. You got this. Yeah, I like that contrast of the 2 red colors. That's cool. All right, so I'm going to use the same color thread to stitch out my 25 cents. If you want to switch out your thread, do so, because maybe you want to put the 25 cents in a different color. You could do that. All right, so let's go ahead and put the foot down once you got your thread up above, and let's stitch out the 25 cents. All right, the last 2 stitch outs for this block is going to be the center bow, which I'm going to do in the light pink, and then the outer border, which I'm also going to do in that light pink. So choose which color you want your bow to be and put that thread in the top of your machine. I love adding the pink. Pink is like my favorite color, if you can't tell by all of the accessories. But I love adding it into the Christmas. It makes it look like a vintage Christmas quilt, and I love that. So let's put the foot down and stitch out the center bow. This is about 1 minute in real life. So pretty. All right, I want to get the stragglers off the block so that it can cleanly do the edge all the way around without having any of these little guys jumping around like jelly beans. There we go, that'll tie in. Okay, now we're ready to stitch the outside scalloped stamp border. This is an 11-minute in real life stitch out. I'm going to use the same pink that Kimberbell does for the outside edge because I think that'll be so cool. So pick your thread for your scalloped border, put that in the top of your machine, and here we go. Foot down, and let's enjoy the stitch out. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness. I love the way that turned out. Look at that. Look at that. Super cute. And of course the glitter makes it just sparkle. Love this. Okay, let's take the hoop off the machine. Let's head over to the table and I'll show you how to finish up this block. All right, we're at the table and look at how pretty that block is. Sparkle plenty. So the only thing left to do on this block is to square it up to 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches. We're going to look at that outside stitch line, the one we used to tack down the fabric, and we're going to measure that. So from this stitch line to that stitch line is 4.5 inches. And from that stitch line to this stitch line is just shy of 4.5 inches. So that is what we're going to use to trim up this block. So I'm going to go for that outside stitch line. This is pretty straight. I like that. Put the ruler right on the edge, and then I'm going to go just a hair past, just a hair. Can I see that stitch line? Yes, I can. So I can make my first cut. Okay, come over here. I'm going to line this edge up with the mat. Go 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Line the ruler up on the mat here to here. Now you've got a little bit of three-dimensional activity going on here in the middle, so make sure you have your ruler positioned so that you have fingers up here and your thumb down here. That way it's not going to move. If you put it in the middle, guess what? You're going to have wiggle activity. So I go around on the two sides of that 3-dimension, and it's really hard to move it. I can, but it's really hard. It should stay put as you make this cut. Can I see that stitch line? Yes, I can. I'm going to very slowly make this cut. That way I can make sure that I'm not moving. If I went too quickly, it might still move a little bit, but not as much as if you just have your hands in the middle. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go with these two sides. This one's not straight. This outer stitch line's not straight, so let's try this side. This side's much better. Okay, so I'm going to line up my ruler on the edge of the block, and then I'm going to just a hair past that stitch line. Again, my fingers are on opposite sides of that present in the middle. Can I see that stitch line? Yes, I can. Make your cut. Now that that side is straight, I can very easily come over here, line this ruler up with the bottom of the block, and then line my ruler up with the mat. I'm off a little bit. There we go. Again, I'm positioned my fingers on the outside of that present in the middle. Can I see the stitch line? Yes, I can. Make the cut. You did it! Yay, look how pretty that is. Sparkle, sparkle. I love glitter vinyl in a block. It just adds so much uniqueness and sparkle to it. And I am all about the sparkle. All right. So I hope you had fun making this block today like I did. And I hope you stay tuned here on Jolly Molly TV for more fun and more cute blocks in Kimberbell's A Quilty Little Christmas wall hanging project. And until I see you next time, take care and happy stitching. Bye-bye.